Thank you. Whew. I am very nervous. Just to put it out there, very nervous. I wish I could dance this instead of talk about it, because that's what I'm good at. But I'll first of all like to take this opportunity to thank you for inviting me to share my story. Your invitation came to me at a time when I was looking around to share this story, a story I've kept in the closet for all these years. I am grateful and thankful to all of you gathered here, taking time out from your busy schedule to come listen to me. A good friend of mine told me some time ago that to completely heal from your past, fully experience living your moment, and not worrying about tomorrow, you have to learn to tell your story. I guess this is what I'm about to do. Well, this is a personal life experience. Something which has caused so many changes as I face each day finding myself and rediscovering my own definition of what we all call life. You might connect with this story, or you might not. But all the same, I am sharing this story to give you a reason to believe that a change and transformation does happen in life. And when this happens, I would encourage that you find calmness in all that is happening with you. You see, every semester, my students ask me this question: what makes you so energized, so hyped, so awake to teach an 8 a.m. dance technique class? And just right when I'm about to answer, they follow up with another question. And I know they're smiling at me right now. They follow up with another question. Is it coffee? How many cups of coffee do you drink? Let's hold on to this question. I'll come to how I answer this question later. But I grew up in a beautiful country and rich with natural resources, rich culture, good natural food, great people. And I don't want your perception about my country to change after hearing my story. I still love my country. So I grew up just like any other child in my town, nothing special. Would wake up in the morning, grab my bucket, walk to go fetch water, which is used for domestic use in the house. Come back, get ready for school, walk to school, back. I love playing football. And when I say football, I mean soccer. Football was a big thing. As you all say, soccer, it's a really big thing. People would find you weird if you are a male and you do not play soccer in my country. Friends will really find you very weird. And so I love playing soccer. I was a people person, and that has not changed at all. I love, getting my energy from people. I was always fun with friends. I grew up in a family that believed and respected traditional rituals and norms. My father always says, to know who you are and where you come from, you have to keep to your traditions and honor them. I grew up around a time where Christian religion had already invaded into my culture and country. The strong influence of this religion had vast spread through every town, with many missionaries coming from all over Europe and the Americas. I recently visited Ghana and found out that there are more Christian churches being built as to hospitals and schools. So to talk about religion would be another story for me. My mother always tell people that I was a runaround child. I never sat down quietly. I would always start something. Sometimes good, other times not so good. This did not come to me as a surprise when my parents decided to enroll me in a Presbyterian all-boys boarding school. It was at my boarding school that things started coming to me. There was something different. My feelings, my emotions, my behavior, and most importantly, my thoughts. Something was not adding up. I did not want to think the obvious, that which I know you're thinking right now. No, this is not true. I kept ignoring, pushing away those feelings, thoughts. One day I said to myself, maybe I'm not playing enough soccer. Other times I will relate these feelings and thoughts to the food I ate the night before, or the last person who gave me a hug, or placed his hand around my shoulders or waistline while walking. And you will find this really common in the same sex in my culture, and it really doesn't mean anything. I did not want to come in terms to what was going on with me. To think I'm gay was not even a thought. Things started to be very heavy on me, and this started to affect my studies and health. Why was I feeling this way? You see, in my country and in my community, when you're suspected or known to be in the LGBT community, a group of people will assemble in your house amid singing, shouting your name. They will violently bring you out. And in their arms, they held broken branches from trees, copper wire, bamboo and sugarcane sticks, anything that they could grab just to hurt you. When they forcefully and violently get hold of you, they will then strip you naked, have you lay flat on the ground. 4 men held your hands and your feet, to pin you down, and you'll be whipped from the different sticks as people take turns. Sometimes when you're lucky, an old man or old woman would come to your rescue. And with respect for the elderly in our culture, the group of people would release you. If not, you'll be beaten until they are tired. One of the times I witnessed a scene like this, there was a police officer walking by while this was going on, and then rushed to the scene to ask what was going on. After he had been told, he quickly pulled out his belt and began beating this poor man. I cannot tell you how many times I've witnessed these scenes growing up. They are countless. If one quietly comes out to his family, there is a 90% chances he will be kicked out of his house or given away to someone in the external family to live with. No family wants to be embarrassed or shamed in the community. Therefore, they would go any direction to just get you as far away as possible. Some family would seek religious help for you with the belief that you have been attacked by a spirit. Lawfully, if you are convicted with evidence to be in the LGBT community, you'll be put in prison for 5 years. In the past, there was no law governing the punishment of gay people, so many which were suspected to be gay will be beaten down the same way, and then a car tire will be placed on them with gasoline, and then they will be set on fire to burn. Am I next? What do I do? Who do I go to? Who do I talk to? These were my everyday questions to myself upon realizing that what I was going through. These thoughts started affecting my health to the extent that all my friends thought at some point I was asthmatic or sickle cell. because I would constantly have migraines, severe headaches, stomach upset, and high fever throughout my middle and high school. I was constantly embraced with fear. With the least thing that happened around me, I was extremely conscious of what I do and say, and where I do what I do, and to whom I say anything to. I would always heavily condemn the LGBT community during conversations with friends just to feel good about myself, or to close suspicions on me. I went through this struggle through my middle and high school. You see, Christianity, religion, and my tradition had made me believe strongly that gay people should not exist, that there is something wrong with us. While tradition fronts against the LGBT, they attribute being gay to be an evil soul stuck in one's body while crossing to the afterlife. Christian religion, on the other hand, attributes being gay to be evil, hellbound, unbiblical, bad spirit, and a disease. With all I was going through, I made it to college, enrolled in one of my country's first premier university. I kept my secret with me, facing each day with fear and wishing one day I would never wake up from my sleep. I cried many nights, and my prayers was the same every night. God, take this life away from me. I do not want to keep feeling what I'm feeling. I met a good friend in college. We danced together and took the same classes. We got so close that we were like brothers. I would tell him anything and he would do the same. So I found trust in letting out my secret. A perfect conversation started about gay people one night, and I thought it would be a good time to quickly tell him my struggle and who I think I am. He smiled and said, "Do not worry about this. I know someone we can go to that would heal you." "Really?" I screamed. "Thank God, finally." I followed my friend to a small town in the outskirts of the city, Accra. He introduced me to this traditional spiritualist. And after telling him why we had come to see him, he told me, "It is not a problem at all. I have been solving this for years." Shortly, he began saying some chants, believing to be speaking to the gods. After a few minutes, he asked that I bring some amount of money to him, a living white chicken, 6 yards each of a white and black cloth, the roots and bark and leaves of a neem tree, to perform some rituals for me. He said he had identified the evil spirit that is stuck in me, and that he would help to set me free. I was super excited. We left and came back the next week with all that he had asked for. He pointed out a room and asked that I go inside alone, leaving my friend behind. Take off all my clothes, totally naked. Wrap the 6 yards white cloth around my waistline, and then the black around my head, so it would cover my face. He came inside the room after a few minutes with a bucket of water and some things mixed in it. Not really seeing clearly, I saw some different kinds of green leaves, smelled some animal blood, and God knows what was in that bucket. He asked that I squat next to the bucket and then dip my head in the bucket and hold it until I cannot breathe. And then lift my head up for some air and then back in the water again. I did this for a couple of times, close to an hour. While he chants and sings around me, in his hand he held a calabash. And I know some of you will be wondering, what? It's a calabash. So I brought a calabash for you to see what it is. He held a calabash with a liquid substance that was in the calabash. He would drink it and then spit it out on me squatting down. After a while, he told me to wash down with the water I've been dipping my head in. Not to dry myself, but to leave myself wet and then put on my clothes. I did so and joined my friend outside. He then came out to join us and requested that I should not take a bath for 3 nights, beginning that night. He told me that in 7 days, I should be normal, and that the evil in me, or the spirit that is stuck in me, would leave. He asked that I directed anyone that I may think is gay to him, so he can help heal that person as well. We came back to campus and did exactly as he told me. 7 days passed, and guess what? The feelings, the thoughts, nothing changed. I was getting very frustrated, depressed. I had sleepless nights. Sometimes I would wake up and stay up for no reason, embraced with fear constantly, and always looking for the day to quickly end. I was tired of living. I was tired of leaving this place. It felt like nowhere. There was no day passed that I did not contemplate committing suicide. It was not long that I got connected to another friend, someone that was very religious, a strong Christian. She always had the right things to say to me. She invited me a few times to her church to dance. I was a senior in college by then. I loved her church, and the pastor seemed really good. So I joined her church a few months after visiting, and I became very active. Bible studies, youth ministry. I started a dance group in the church. It was not until one Sunday that the pastor's sermon was about what led to the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, a story I know you're all familiar with in the Bible, and how gay people are not humans. He also stressed that with the power from God, he can heal gay people. I was scheduled to perform a solo after the pastor's sermon that Sunday. You see, I've heard friends condemn the gay community, but to hear this pastor speak that Sunday, I started throwing up. I was embraced in fear and could not perform after the sermon. I was very scared and tensed. After a few weeks, I had a conversation with my friend, again letting my secret out to her. She advised that I speak privately with the pastor. So I reached out to the pastor and scheduled to speak with him. In our conversation, the pastor told me he was very extremely disappointed in me and told me he would do his very best to heal me since I was a good regular member of the church. He gave me some Bible verses to go and read and meditate on them. And after the 3rd day, he asked that I meet with him at the beach at exactly midnight. He asked that I bring 10 white candles and some amount of money for him to be able to get me a special anointing oil that he will be purchasing to pray for me. I did just that. And trust me, I strongly believed in this because I was dealing with a pastor. We met on the beach at the set time, and the pastor revealed to me that after praying for me, he received a message from God that my gay spirit living in me comes from the sea. Hence the reason he asked that we meet here. So he would pray for me for the evil spirit in me to go back to the sea. I nodded. There's not much I would say than to just believe. We got closer to the sea, and the pastor asked that I take off my shirt, pants, and kneel in the sand in my boxers. He started praying in tongues and asked that I repeat what he was saying just as I hear it. After a few minutes, he lighted one candle that I had and asked that I lay down face flat in the sand, close to the sea, to feel the waves come and go. He then will continue his tongues while holding the candle and asked that I scream the word out as he drops the burning candle on my back. I felt about 10 to 15 candle drops on my skin, and trust me, I screamed my lungs out. We were there for about 3 to 4 hours. The pastor asked that I memorize the entire Bible verse of Psalm 23 and say it out loud when I'm feeling the gay spirit coming to me again. I went back home. Nothing has changed. I got a call from the pastor after some few weeks gone by, and he asked how I was feeling. I responded to him by saying, "Trust me, nothing has changed, Pastor. The feelings, the thoughts, still the same." I remember very well on the phone, he screamed at me, saying, "Do not say that. The spirit might be around you and listening and might enter into you again. Say you are free and healed and you are normal, and then believe it with faith." "Okay, Pastor. Thank you." The call came again a couple of weeks, and I did not pick up that call. At this point, I was beginning to give up on my search to be normal. It has been a lonely place to walk in this world, spending my life trying hard to impress traditions and religion, up to the extent that it almost took my life and made me hate myself for the most part of my childhood, learning I'm gay. There were many times I had wanted to die because I cannot be who I wanted to be. Because I cannot be who my culture and religion wanted me to be. But I could not die any more than I could live. I was tired of what people think about me. Tired of being afraid. None of the secrets I kept made me happier. None of the lies I lived growing up made me any stronger. So I decided to try something else, to live a true life. And this decision led to my journey here in the United States. I have learned to be calm no matter what the situation is. To be calm in my happiness and freedom that I find now, and to be calm in my unhappiness when I face one. There was nothing about me that needed healing. There was no evil spirit, no disease. I was told and just believed it. And for years, I never lived to enjoy the present moment. I was worried about what was going to happen to me tomorrow. And so when my students ask me what makes me fully awake and hyped to teach my 8 a.m. dance technique classes, I tell them it is definitely not coffee. I have nothing against coffee. I miss living the moment in my life. And to be able to dance with a reason, I am always hyped, ready to do this. You see, when I dance, it takes me to a place where words cannot explain. Stop worrying about tomorrow. Life is too short. Enjoy the moment as it comes and live it to the fullest. Stay true to yourself and to who you are, and be kind to one another. Thank you.